Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Soul Talk with Cash, where we take control of our thoughts and tailor them to make lasting positive impacts on our lives. Today, I want to talk with you about effective communication, especially with your partner. So effective communication has to do with clearly sharing information between individuals in an understandable way and receiving a suitable feedback. Being able to communicate effectively is a skill that is developed using various techniques, and I want to share with you these techniques today. A Marcia Mediation article pointed out that communication problems is the most common factor that leads to 65% of divorce. Several other articles have placed communication in the top five reasons for divorce. Since that appears to be such a high rate, then we can deduce that if we work on improving our communication, we can improve our relationships and thus reduce the chances of a divorce even up to 65%. So today I will be sharing with you 5 techniques that you can use when communicating, not only with your partner but communicating in general. But I'm sure you'll find these useful when communicating with your partner. Point number 1, listen empathetically. What does this mean to listen empathetically? It means without judgment, without preconceived ideas, without any preconceived notions, without being critical, but being understanding to the emotions of your partner. Understanding what your partner is saying, understanding what your partner is feeling, putting yourself in your partner's shoe or in the position of your partner, so you can understand about his body language, about his words, about what he is really expressing to you, and listening in a way that you are empathizing, you're understanding what he's going through, and you are just showing that you're really interested to find out what he's going through, and you're putting yourself in that position to share, to listen, to be there, and to be supportive. When we practice this form of listening, we come off as being more supportive, more loving, more understanding, and we do not listen to come up with the right answer. We do not listen to think about what we're going to respond to what our partner is saying, but we listen actively to understand. That's what it means to listen empathetically, showing that you're there and you're being supportive. Point number 2, make your words congruent with your body language. Your words and your body language should be sending the same message. If you say something and your body language is saying something else, then you are sending conflicting message, confusing messages, and your partner may not understand exactly what you're saying. If I should say, I'm fine, that is a commonly used phrase. A lot of women tend to use this phrase. And if I should say to my partner, I'm fine, but at the same time I'm closed, my face is made up, not having an open body language, I'm not having an open posture, and I'm not interested to have a conversation, and I'm not interested to have him in my space at that time, then what kind of message am I really sending to my partner? I am not really doing okay. If my partner should say, okay, and leave the room, that would be a whole different ball game. That would even make the situation even worse. So send the correct message by your words and your body language. Do not send conflicting messages. Say exactly how you feel in a respectful way, and do not expect your partner to have mind reading capabilities. It's best to express yourself clearly, respectfully, precisely, Tell your partner exactly how you feel. Number 3, seek to understand your partner enough to know how to structure the way how you respond to him and the way how you communicate with him. Men often misunderstand expressions and tend to take these literally. For example, if you tell your partner that you do not care about me, you do not care how I feel, then you may mean something totally different. He may understand that to mean that you are blaming him for how you're feeling. He may feel as if he's not doing a good job in being supportive and understanding. He may feel as if you're not happy being with him. But to you, you may just want to communicate that you want him to listen empathetically. You may be sharing with him that you want him to understand how you're feeling. To women, this may mean that you would like some support. Instead of saying that you don't care about me or you don't care about how I'm feeling, be specific and clear about the message that you want to share with your spouse. You may say, "Hon, I'm really feeling overwhelmed right now and I want someone to talk to. I do not want a solution. I just want you to give me a listening ear." And when you do that, then the pressure is removed from him. So he knows that he doesn't have to try to give a solution to what you're going through. He can just listen and be there for you. Men tend to think that they have to provide a solution for your problem because they love to fix things. They may think that the reason you're sharing what you're going through is because you want a solution to your problem, while you may just need to talk and you already know what you're going to do, but you just want someone to listen. So a rule of thumb, do not offer unsolicited advice. If you're asked what your opinion or your advice, then you can share, but do not offer unsolicited advice. Because when you do that to a male, it may come off as controlling, or you do not trust him to solve this problem on his own, or you do not believe he is capable of dealing with this. It may come across as controlling. So only give advice when you are asked or when your input is really needed. When you're communicating, try as best as possible to avoid saying things that you do not mean. This small organ here, or tongue sometimes can be very hard to control, but we must learn how to control it. We do not have to say everything that comes to our minds. We must learn to practice silence sometimes. And in our relationships, we know that if we do not control our tongues, this can be to our ruin or to our relationships being ruined. Number 4, ask for clarity on things that you do not understand. When you don't understand something fully, the best thing to do is to ask to be clear and to be sure that you understand what is being communicated. It doesn't matter how much you think you know your partner. It's better to be clear than to assume. Some questions that can help to bring clarity are, why do you say that? Or how do you feel about this situation? What do you think might have caused that to happen? Or you can rephrase what you think you understand from what they have shared and repeat this to them, and they can relate to you whether or not you got it correctly. So it's always better to be clear than to assume. Try not to interrupt or to blame or to criticize when you are communicating with your partner. These are communication blockers, and these can cause further problems and can cause arguments unnecessarily in your relationship. You do not have to agree with everything that is said, but you always have to try to seek to understand, because when you understand, you can respond in a more appropriate way, and you can understand their point of view, you can understand why they have said certain things. Misunderstandings cause a lot of problems. Studies have shown that when couples argue, it's often due to misunderstanding. When you express your thoughts, seek feedback to determine that you have communicated clearly and that your message is properly understood. This feedback process can definitely minimize the misunderstandings in your communication. And the final one, number 5, be mindful about your tone as much as your words. You can be honest and straightforward, but still be sensitive to your partner. You can say the right thing, but the tone comes across in a way that is offensive or may feel uncaring to your partner. In those instances, what is important is not what is heard or what is said, but how the person feels and how they have understood what you are saying. And as I said that about it's not what you've said, it's how you've said it. I came across a quote from Dr. Maya Angelou, and it says that people never forget the way you make them feel. How much more your partner? This is a person that you're seeing day in, day out. This is a person that you're spending a lifetime with. So you want to make sure that they feel appreciated, they feel loved, and they feel comfortable being around you, and they feel that you're understanding to them. Would you want to intentionally hurt your partner? I suppose not. So this is why you should invest in your communication with your partner. Try to be more effective in how you communicate with your partner. Because if we are not intentional and we do not communicate effectively and we constantly have misunderstandings, then our communication and our relationship will deteriorate, and this will be to our detriment. Our relationships can fall apart. Remember that 65% of divorce is as a result of improper or poor communication. Let me know if you found these tips useful. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be the first to know. And also be sure to share this with someone that you believe will benefit from these tips. Until next time, I will see you in the next one.